Virgo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late April 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here just so we could dip our toes in energy and see what's going on for the lovely Virgo collective. Let's shuffle it up one time, see what we have for you this week. My guides, talk to me. What do we got for Virgo here, please? And yeah, we're just going to look at this first card super quick. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going. Let's get it popping here for Virgo, please, and thank you. What do we got, my guides? Talk to me. Messages from my friends, late April. Thank you. Okay, so this could be a very complex energy. There's a lot happening here. You might have a ton on your plate when this shows up, Virgo. There could be a lot of people. There's a lot of layers to this very first card. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the April subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Have a look at this card. So you see the imagery here. There's a male, there's a female, there's various pictures. So to me, this just feels like a lot of stuff happening. Now, yes, there are little links to communities or groups of people. Maybe it's something social, maybe it's work, maybe it's family. There's something big with more than one individual or more than two that is sticking out in energy here. Or you could just be getting it from all sorts of different ways, like feeding off of the energies of others, like unbeknownst. Like there's just a lot on your plate, a lot you could be dealing with. Another thing that does link in with this card is social media. Someone a long time ago pointed that out to me in the comments. I appreciated it. So there might be certain situations revolving around social media or the usage of. Okay, so take from that what you will. It is being highlighted right here. But for a vast portion of you, you might just be a very busy bee. You know, and I've been seeing that for other earth signs this week as well. Let's get into tarot. I always say with that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. I'm going to get you 3 of these in the upright before we get the intuitive, juicy stuff going. So let's shuffle it up one time, see what we got for the Virgos here in late April, my guides. Talk to me. So last week's reading was interesting indeed. It was titled Explosive Action Incoming. And normally when I name a reading that, there's a ton of fire with a little pinch of air energy that could make things combustible. Now that could be very good, or that could be a bit challenging. It could be volatile, or it could be very motivational. So hopefully it was motivational for you. But we're going to see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you. Let's get you 3. And yeah, we could be looking at your energy or somebody else's. It's always important to keep that in mind. Okay, 4 of Pentacles. So the complete opposite of the energy we were seeing last week is this 4 of Pentacles. I feel like this could be a very important card to this reading because it is something either like clinging on or there could be big money issues here. Let's get 2 more. I don't really want to speculate too much until I see what is going to surround it. Okay, so we do have mystery. That's another theme I've been seeing for Virgo in recent weeks. The unexpected with the moon chilling right here, dead center of the spread. Let's get you 1 more and we'll really piece this together. We have earth and water showing up, which is usually a very good thing. Okay, we got the 3 of Wands right here on the back end. Extremely interesting mixture of stuff we got happening here, Virgo. So let's place that down there. I'm going to go through. I'm going to give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes of these cards. Then we'll get that juicy, intuitive stuff flowing. So if you kindly look here in the box, overall, at first glance, when I look at this, it's very low numbered. It's an interesting elemental mix. Usually when we have one of almost every element that's balanced. But I really want to see how this plays out because there's holding patterns here. Like both of the extreme cards are like either someone set in their ways or holding for something, waiting on something with that big mystery in the center. But position number 1, the 4 of Pentacles. You see the imagery here. This person, they're clasped onto that pentacle. Okay, they're not moving, they're not budging. Now, when I see this, it could represent monetary things, monetary issues, whether you have been saving up for a rainy day or you might need to. You might need to clamp down on something financial when this shows up. This card is extremely Positive or negative, it's usually one or the other when I see it in a reading. In the positive, this is somebody being very reserved, very careful, very detail-oriented for the future. But in the negative, this could represent individuals, especially in our interpersonal relationships, where there's something that they're not letting go of. This could represent somebody that's a little bit grudgy. This could represent possessiveness. This could represent jealousy, things along those lines. So we really want to dive deeper into this. Hopefully it's a positive one, right? Like stacking those pentacles up. You might just be in money mode, which would be a good thing. Now, moving to the center, we have the moon. This is a very in-depth card to me. It could represent a Pisces. I also link in the Cancerians here, so one or the other. And when I see the moon, it is the opposite of this Four of Pentacles. The moon card usually represents the unseen world, energies, dreams, the psychic gifts, things like that. But this is my biggest card of the unknown, the unseen, the unexpected, the surprising, right? Because it's the opposite of the sun. So when we see this, like, yeah, there could be, various things popping up, whether good, bad, or indifferent right now. A lot of things coming out of nowhere. Okay, so we're just going to continue pressing through this reading. We're not going to make a big deal out of this until we clarify it. But the moon could absolutely be a cornerstone to this reading. Now, I did see, like I said, some unexpected energies. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago for you, so maybe we'll get more clarification on that. But as we get to the back end, oh, we're taking the moon card with us again. Interesting. Let's put that back. The Three of Wands is right here on the back end. A big card of manifesting, a big card of creating. Okay, like I said, someone could be in a holding pattern, in a waiting pattern, like let's wait and see, especially with this Four of Pentacles. You might be extremely cautious in this time, or Spirit could be cautioning you when we have these two cards on the extreme end with mystery. But generally, this is a card of somebody being so close to achieving something, or a goal, a win, or victory, or payoff. Like you're so close, it's just within arm's reach. When this card shows up, you absolutely want to watch your mind state, because this card represents manifesting and creating. Okay, the power of your creation shows up in this card. But there could be something incoming, something very close at hand when we have the Three of Wands. But once again, I just want to say, all this waiting, this holding, either this is somebody being very cautious for a reason, or that could be Spirit trying to caution you. So with all that being said, let's dive deeper on this, Virgo. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for my friends. Talk to me, my gods. What do we got here for Virgo? Interesting spread this week. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Four of Pentacles here. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why this box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Virgo, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Four of Pentacles time. Why is this Four of Pentacles here? Deck is being specific with this one. There it is, Death card. Interesting. This is somebody extremely resistant to change, or somebody that does not want something to change. They want to keep the status quo. This is somebody like really holding on to something big time. Now, for a portion of you, this could be someone that feels like they've been wronged in some sort of way. And yeah, this is giving me caution. This is giving me big caution with the Death card. Obviously, that card doesn't mean physical death or anything like that. Don't get nervous about it. It could just represent a Scorpio here that you might have ties with. But this is a card of karmic cycles, the progression of life, change, evolution. So when I see it underneath this Four of Pentacles, it is giving me a huge resistance to change or fear of the unknown. And this is somebody that wants to keep the status quo. Like, why change it? Okay, if it's not broke, don't fix it, but it might actually be broke for all we know, right? So Death is an extremely powerful card. So this could be representing, like, listen, you could try to stop it. You could try to make sure this change or this transformation doesn't happen, but what's meant to be is meant to be. Okay, like if it's not meant to work, or it's not, if it's nothing ever stays the same. That's what I'm just trying to put through here. But I do feel like this is a bit of a warning as well, especially if you're connected to any like possessive individuals, very controlling individuals, like people that, you know, feel like they're the puppet master, so to speak. Like, take that for what it's worth. If you don't associate with anybody like that, then just forego it. But this is somebody, they might be afraid of what's coming down the pipeline when we see this. Okay, trying to avoid. There's an avoidance here. So we are getting a little bit of a caution here in the front end. We're going to keep moving. Let's go in on that moon card and see what's going on here for Virgo. I really don't want to overcomplicate it or put too much in there. But why is the moon here? What's this mystery about? Thank you. Yeah, what is this aversion to change? Now, this could be somebody reverting back to old ways. And normally that's not the best energy, especially if somebody's been making progress. We got the Six of Swords in reverse. Usually that's a card of progression moving forward. So there could be lots of different delays and someone possibly regressing or somebody wanting something to regress. Remember, I saw it right here in the front end. I was saying somebody doesn't want something to change. They want to keep the status quo. They don't want anything to budge. And there is another little warning here in the center that like somebody might try to, I don't want to use such a strong word, but it's the only one I could think of, like sabotage, like somebody that might purposely make sure that something doesn't go smooth. So keep your eyes open, watch your surroundings, especially with this, because once again, this could be a warning, this could be a caution about a very specific person. For another portion of you, this could be a surprising or unexpected issue or problem popping up as well. Okay, if it's not that whole message I was speaking about reverting. Okay, so we do have some cautions here this week, Virgo. Nothing super treacherous, right? And you know, energy, once again, never set in stone. But let's see what's up with that Three of Wands. Maybe we'll get a happy ending here. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get the shadow card. But there could be difficulties, right? There could be somebody that's like, no, this can't change. This has to stay the same. Like, I'm going to do what I have to do to make sure it stays this way. So let's see what's up with that Three of Wands. Thank you. Okay, yeah, we got the Five of Wands right here on the back end in the upright underneath this Three of Wands. Why am I getting this vibe of somebody just watching what they've created? Like somebody stirring something up, stirring up issues, stirring up problems, and watching from the sidelines. Like, huh. Like, remember, I had that puppet master feeling. Big caution here, my friends, especially about, like, if there's any certain individuals that you're very skeptical about. Like, this could be a... I don't like using very strong words because I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. But to me, there's some manipulation happening in this spread this week. Take from it what you will. If it doesn't hit, it doesn't hit. It's all good. Check your other alignments. But the Five of Wands, you see the images on this card. It's 5 people beating the hell out of each other with sticks. And underneath this Three of Wands, sure, it could be problem avoidance as well. But it's either one or the other to me. Okay? Now, yes, there's still some positive undertones in this spread about creating what you want to create and bringing forth the future you want. But if there's someone purposely gumming up the works here, there's a cautionary tale to be had within this about not letting others control your destiny or your outcome. Like, be the captain of your own ship. Because to me, this is either someone being very problem or issue avoidant, like, all right, yeah, it'll resolve itself, don't worry about it. Or, like I said, it's somebody watching what they've created, watching the chaos unfold. So we have warnings here this week. Let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow card. I know I was getting very specific in some areas, only take it if it hits. But position number 1, we have the Four of Pentacles with the Death card in the upright. Yes, karmic energies, karmic cards. But to me, this felt like someone who is averse to change. They don't want it to change. They want to keep it the same. And they're going to do what they got to do to make it happen. That could absolutely be the case with what we have here in the middle. But there's inevitable change in life, period. Like, nothing ever stays the same, right? Whether it be our looks, whether it be our situations, our relationships, or everything changes. That's just the name of the game here on this material world. But someone is not about that life. Now, as we move to the center, we have the Moon card, the mystery with the Six of Swords in reverse. To me, that was 2 main things. Of course, it could be unexpected or surprising issues and problems popping up here every so often. But I'm also getting the vibe of somebody, you know, really trying to control an outcome here, like doing something to make sure things stay the same. Like, I will control this. So we have various cautions about certain individuals here. Now, moving to the very back end, or things staying the same, or people wanting to keep them the same and reverting here for some reason, like someone made progress and they're reverting, whether it's at the cause of someone else or not. Now, moving to the back end, we have the Three of Wands with the Five of Wands in the upright. Two main messages here. This could be someone who is like, you know what, I just don't want to tackle this issue. I don't want to tackle this problem right now. There could be problem or issue avoidance there. But it was also giving me the vibes of somebody playing the puppet master and watching what they have created, watching some chaos unfold. So just beware of certain people around you in this time when we have several warnings like this. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's get you one shadow card. And I mean, I feel like that reading, Virgo, was like off the wall. There was stuff popping up that like I never see in week-to-week readings. I've seen stuff like that in personals. So maybe this was meant for a couple of very specific Virgos to see. Let's see what we got in the shadows for you, my friends. What do we got in the shadows? I'm using the Shadowland Tarot for this portion, okay, which is always awesome to use. What do we got in the shadows for Virgo, please? All right, now this deck is acting funky too. There we go. Okay, we have the King of Swords. That is a very common card for earth signs this week. King of Swords could be a little bit cold, right? Now talk about puppet masters and stuff like that. Now, the King of Swords could just represent an air sign that has left a scar, or that you have a rough history with. The King of Swords in the shadows can also represent an older male figure that you have shadows connected with. But when I see this King of Swords, it is very plan-based. So you might need to know that there's someone in your circle that has a strategy. They have a plan in place. When we see this in the shadows, just beware of that. If not, Spirit could be asking you to try to step into King of Swords mode. Take the bull by the horns, take the reins, and you control your life's outcome like we saw in the reading itself. So Virgo, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the April subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the March subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced in my community tab at the end of the Fire Air readings this weekend. But for April, I'll be running it back and giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Tarot of the Owls. It's a brand new deck and it's a lot of fun to work with. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the cards in this week's reading, which ones spoke to you most. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of April, I'll put the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love. And I'll see you next time.